Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the QubicaAMF Tech Tip Podcast. This is a weekly podcast where we take you on a journey through the fascinating world of bowling technology and beyond. As always, I'm your host, Orly, and I'm very excited today. We have a first-time guest on, and he hasn't been hiding. He's just a very busy guy, but he took some time today to help us out. So we want to welcome Greg Dow to the show. Greg, welcome to the show.
Hey, Orly. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate your time coming on today. Greg, can you first let everyone know what your title is with QubicaAMF and what you do within that title?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am the Operations Consultancy Specialist on the training team. My role is very multifaceted. My primary responsibility is assisting our new center projects with opening their businesses. It's a combination of training, consulting, all kinds of different things that I offer with this onboarding program for our new centers, and then I help out in a bunch of other capacities for the training team and also act as a liaison between different departments as well. So lots of hats I'm wearing right now, but definitely happy to branch out and do this as well.
Just by hearing all that you do, we know you're very busy, so we do appreciate you taking the time to come on today.
Sure.
And Greg, what we wanted to talk about today was Square Packages. So first off, if you could kind of let everyone know what Square Packages is, and then once you let them know, what that is, how they can set that up and where they need to go to do what they need to do.
Sure, absolutely. So we've had the Conqueror plus Square POS integration for a little bit over a year. We've actually recently developed a pretty elaborate enhancement to it with lots of different functions. One thing that was actually missing from the initial launch of it was package components. So you're actually able to create packages prior to the integration within Conqueror itself, and then use those to sell things like birthday parties easily, company parties, whatever it might be, where there's components of the actual reservation that you want to be able to ring up in an easy manner rather than having to hit a bunch of buttons. So we actually lost the capability of doing that initially with the integration. But now we're happy to say we're all very excited that Packages is back. It's a very similar operation to how it used to work, but the setup of it is quite different. So just talking a little bit about the setup part of it, all centers that do have the Conqueror plus Square POS integration know that they have to create all of their items, bowling related or otherwise, within Square itself. Same thing with Packages. So the start of it is making sure that all the components of that package have to be set up in Square and also categorized. The big piece of that is you can tell it within this birthday party package, you want X amount of dollars of this total package to go towards bowling. We want X amount to go towards pizza, and then however much to go towards whatever components are within the package. It can be as elaborate as possible. So you could do all kinds of different birthday party packages. You could even do non-bowling related things too. You could make a food combo, something like that, and then sell it within Conqueror. So starting on the Square side of things, making sure all those different items are created that you want to use in the package. You can put the price associated with each individual component there. And then you would categorize it for reporting purposes. And then you would also make sure that it's called the external app attribute section within Square, where you tell it what the specific item is. That way Conqueror knows what to do with it. If it's game bowling, time bowling, unlimited bowling, food and beverage, whatever it might be, you have to make sure you set that. So a few parameters that need to be set. And luckily, those parameters are familiar to those operators already using the integration. After you've got all that stuff put together within Square, it's a multi-step process. So from there, the new part of it is within the Q portal, making sure that you have access into the Q portal. And usually the management of the facility does have all the proper access to get into it. So within the Square tile and the Q portal, there's a brand new section called Packages. And then you can go into that section for Packages. And it's pretty self-explanatory as you go through it, where you would just hit the plus sign to add a new package, give it a name, whatever you want to call it. So most centers have multiple types of birthday party packages, so name it the name of the package to be very obvious. There's a section to add the individual items under the package composition. You would go into that section, and then you would start literally adding the things that you want to include in the package. Now, when you do that, a box will pop up with all of the available items within Square that you can add into the package. So there could be a lot of stuff. This is where naming conventions come into play. So within Square, when you're setting the items up initially, you want to make sure that you name them something that makes sense and that's easy to find these items. But when you're adding the items, thankfully, we do have filters where you can type in the item you're looking for, or you can filter it down by specific area, time bowling, game bowling, food and beverage, to kind of make the list a little bit shorter to find what you need.
Okay.
When you start to add the individual items in, then what you can do is you can actually customize those specific items. So maybe you're using an item that you use maybe in a day-to-day operation already, just like an hour of bowling, that might be priced at $50. And then when you add it into the package, you have the capability of using that same price, or you can override the price within the package. That way you can get the total cost of the package where you need it to be. So there's lots of customization that comes into play into there. So if you've got a total cost of whatever it might be, you can change it to whatever you need to sell within the package itself. But then the actual item itself, and you're selling it separately, retains its initial price. So lots of customization where you add your items in there. Very nice that the summary while you're building the package updates as you go along, telling you what type of bowling you have in the package, how much of the bowling is it, hour, 2 hours, 2 games, whatever it might be. And then the total price of the package will update as you go along. So if you need to make any tweaks to specific items to get that package where you want it to be total price-wise, you can continue to tweak until you get it the way you need it to get it. Lots of setups within the Q portal to get it exactly right. Once those setups are complete, then that information will be put into Conqueror at that point. And in Conqueror, it's a simple matter of adding that package into Conqueror categories. This is something you have to do with the Square items manually anyway, so most centers are used to doing this part that have the integration, where you go into the actual category setup in Conqueror, tell it what category you want to put the package in, and then over on the left side of the screen, in the hierarchy towards the bottom of the screen where all the Square items live, we actually have a brand new specific Conqueror packages category where you would pull those items in from. That way they're easy to find. Every package you make goes in there, so they're all easy to find. And you can put them wherever you need to put in within Conqueror to then be used when checking lanes in. Those packages can be used to attach to a reservation. The packages can be used through Conqueror Web and also be made available on Conqueror Kiosk. All points within the facility, you can use the packages. And then the nice thing about doing this all in general is before the Conqueror, the centers that have Conqueror plus Square POS integration with packages had to kind of sell it as just one item and then figure out all the math on the back end and make sure that everything is accounted for. Things like food costs, things like taxes, all these accounting things could be a little trickier to figure out when you're breaking things out manually. This eliminates the possibility of error, and it also puts all the revenue components into their designated categories in Square automatically. So it makes your bookkeeping and accounting process a lot simpler, in addition to making the operations a lot simpler too, where it's just a one-button push and conquer, rather than having to worry about, maybe adding all these items to the reservation manually and missing something. So all in all, it makes everything a lot easier. And that is pretty much the overview of our brand new package solution with Square.
Perfect. Yeah, that's some great information. Anytime you can save time or just do, anything in your center that's going to help you, better your center, we appreciate someone coming on to talk about that. So, and if you're more, Greg did break that down in steps, and you're welcome, obviously you could pause it and play as much as you need to. But if you're more of a visual person and you want to see this, Greg also did do a video that is up in the QubicaAMF Maximization Resources library. If you go to there and you go to Training Resources, and then you could actually just type in the search there. You could type Square Packages and it pops right up. So again, if you're more of a visual person and you want to see that video is there. I'll put the link somewhere too. I'll figure out where I could put it, whether it's in the description or if you're finding this on Facebook, I'm sure I'll put it in the description there. And as far as coming on, Greg, we do appreciate your time and coming on and explaining that to everyone.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure. And if you need me back for anything else, just let me know.
All right. I always hold people that. So if you didn't mean that, you got to take it back now. And everyone listening out there, thanks for listening to the QubicaAMF Tech Tip Podcast. We're here each week to support centers like yours with expert advice and the latest in bowling innovation. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and be sure to share this podcast with your team, coworkers, or anyone who could benefit. Until next time, we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.